Hi, 5th grade. Today we're going to be working on conversions for Module 4, Lesson 19 and 20. So today, this is like the 5th time you've learned about conversions in 5th grade. But today is a little different because we're going to be working with converting fractions. So the first thing I wanted to remind you is we're going to look at two different equations, 36 divided by 2 and 36 times 1/2. So 36 divided by 2 is equal to 18. But 36 times 1/2 is equal to 36 times 1 over 2, or 36 over 2, or 18. So when we're converting with fractions, it's important to remember that division is the same as multiplying by a fraction. Notice how we took 2 and changed it into 1/2. So the denominator was still 2 when we were multiplying by a fraction, and we got the same answer. So we have a fun saying in 5th grade. The saying is horse to fly, multiply, fly to horse, divide of course. So the first type of equation we're going to work with is when we have to multiply. So when we multiply, we say horse to fly, meaning if we start with a big unit and change it to a small unit. So a big unit may be like feet to inches. Feet are bigger than inches. 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. So I'm going to just write the conversion right below so I remember. So since we're going big feet to small inches, we have to multiply. So I'm going to take 4 and 2/3 feet, and I'm going to multiply that by 12 inches, or what the conversion is. But I don't want to multiply as a mixed number. I want to multiply as an improper fraction. So I'm going to say 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14. So we get 14/3 multiplied by 12. And if I multiply across, I'm going to get 14 times 12, and that's going to be 168 over 3. But I can't leave it as an improper fraction or this big number. So I need to simplify, and if I take 168 and divide that by 3, I get 56. So I know that 4 and 2/3 feet is the same as 56 inches. And if we think about this, we know that 12 inches fit in 1 foot. So I know, well, I'm going to have a lot of inches in 4 feet. So 56 inches equals 4 feet 2/3. The next part of conversions is when we go from something small to something big, and we say fly to horse, divide of course. And we're going to take two different examples for this. The first one is when we're going to change 7 inches to blank feet. So we know that there's 12 inches for every 1 foot. And I'm going to have to divide 7 divided by 12. Now this one's pretty easy, because I know 7 divided by 12 can be written as a fraction of 7 over 12. So 7 inches is the same as 7/12 feet. We can't simplify it. That one's pretty easy. But it gets a little trickier when we're using an improper fraction. So again, I need to write my conversion. I know 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. So I need to say, okay, well, I still know we're going from something smaller, because feet are smaller than yards, so something small to big. I still need to divide, and I know 3 feet fit in 1 yard. So 1 foot is smaller than 1 yard. So I have to go, okay, I have to think, and I have to say, well, I need to change my improper fraction to a mixed number. So 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11, and I get 11/3. I need to divide, because fly to horse, divide of course. So 11/3 divided by 3. Now, this is really hard because I know Ms. Scharf and Ms. Leanhart haven't taught me how to divide by a fraction yet. But from the beginning of this video, I know that dividing is the same thing as multiplying by a fraction. So I can take 3 and turn it into 1/3. And if I multiply by 1/3, it's the same thing as dividing by 3. So I can take 11/3 and I can multiply it by 1/3. Because I don't know how to divide by a fraction by a whole number yet, but I do know how to multiply two fractions. I know dividing is the same as multiplying by a fraction, so I can multiply by 1/3 instead of dividing by 3. So I can say 11 times 1 is 11, and 3 times 3 is 9. So 3 2/3 feet is the same as 11/9 yards. So when we are dividing by a fraction, it's really important to remember that we can use multiplication to solve it as well when we're converting. Good luck, 5th grade.